And welcome back to the IWAR Network Tubecast. I'm your host, IWL Commissioner Alex G. And with me, as always, IWAR Commissioner, BRL Commissioner, NWL Commissioner Matt Riley, and CWL Commissioner Mr. Anderson. How are you fellas doing this evening?
Wonderful.
Great.
Excellent. Thank you. We got to work this out.
I'm recovering.
Yeah, you no longer have a right arm. You get a
That's
hook
right.
hand. That'd be awesome.
That's right. I go after campers in the woods.
No. It's gross.
I leave my hook hand on the car door.
So this episode will be the December cycle and review. And we're going to start off with the NWL. The league champion, the Chameleon. TV champion, Gary Galaxy. Atlantic champion, Daggerus Xanatos. Central champion, the Christian Warrior. Dixie champion, Blade Runner Sloth. Eastern champion, Brom O'Brien. Brom O'Brien.
Can you say that 3 times fast, please?
Brom O'Brien. Baba Booey. Mountain champion, Idle Hans. Northern champion, Matthew Grabowski. Pacific champion, Mino Slamborino. Prairie champion, Johnny Wrestlefest. Southern champion, Seth Adam Lee. Western champion, Timothy Zabopowski. Tag team champions, Dirty Mike and Gaius Xanatos. TV tag team champions, Matthew Grabowski and Johnny Wrestlefest. 6-man champions, Dirty Mike, Gaius Xanatos, and Billy Club. TV 6-man champions, Mino Slamborino, Idle Hands, and Insincere Saw Revere. And I feel you guys are creating these names so I fuck them up on the title page. You guys are dicks, and I hate you. Fucking A. So, Matt, what's going down in the NWL?
Oh, there's so much. I should also mention that Chameleon also won the Battle Royal.
Oh, it's wonderful.
But that's not all. He also won the Elite, the Elite. He also won the Metropolitan and the Gold Federation Championships. So, golf clap.
Yay!
Well done with a nice 501 for the Chameleon. I also want special recognition for Seth Adams Lee. As you know, if you play in the NWL, I track everyone's strategy every cycle that's active. And Seth Adams Lee is one of those guys who kept missing the title page. And I knew he was trying. And you feel bad, because certain players you root for to like make the title page. You're like, oh yeah. So good on him for finally making the title page. And good on the Chameleon for that huge cycle. He becomes the second NWL wrestler after Bruce Inferno to win the little trifecta of the Metro, Elite, and Gold Fed. So skyrocketing up the rankings. We have a lot going on trash talk wise because it's a fun league, and we talk about this I think every year or so and say, oh man, how are we going to replace these guys? What are we going to do? And then another class comes in and really blows us away. And we have a really great class right now. We have a bunch of people graduating or recently graduated. So what's going on right now, we have several things. We have the end of the, what I like to call the Jurgens Lotion saga. Logan Kane's epic feud against Sean Bradley's stable.
And his mom.
And his mother is dead, isn't dead. I think my favorite point was when they dug up the coffin and it was full of Jurgens bottles. That was a nice touch to that. We've got Dirty Mike. Do you want to give your favorite parts first, or?
Sure, I'll go first. I want to talk about Boom Time, Bobby Boom. You know, he's 6'11", he weighs 275 pounds. He's from Hot Atlanta, Georgia. His manager is Wildcat One James Wilhide. His co-manager is Magic Mike and Freebird Fawn. His valets are Sweet Cynthia Amore and Madam Shelby Starr. He's a fan favorite known for his charity work, and his entrance music is You Dropped the Bomb on Me.
I think so. You are a fan of the wrestler introductions.
I do like those because I think those set the stage for everything that they do going forward, and I think more people should do those so we know exactly who they are. He had really good trash talk this cycle. Again, he's talking about his charitable efforts, and he's trying to be the #1 babyface in the NWL. Okay. Didn't he use You Dropped the Bomb on Me for one of the Fabulous Ones videos in the 80s?
I believe it did.
I'm pretty sure.
did.
It's a good song. So, Mr. Anderson, what do you have?
Well, I think you dropped a bomb on me is what I do to my toilet every morning.
Gross.
But, yeah. That's my one and
You know,
only.
every Monday night, instead of watching Monday Night Raw, I have the Hershey squirts, and it's like peeing out my ass every Monday night. So I never get to watch Raw ever.
Oh, I was going to say, I think that happens because you started to watch Raw and you're like, this is unbelievable. But I would like to talk about the Omega Squadron and their Scooby-Doo-esque mystery this cycle. Pretty good stuff. It's a long read, but if you are patient and you read through it, Chameleon, Christian Warrior, American Patriot, they're on the case, and I don't want to give away too much. You know, those of you who maybe haven't read it yet, I encourage you to go read it. It's a fun little mystery story. It's got a good ending. I enjoyed it, so give it a read. Good job, Omega Squadron.
And they would have got away with it if it wasn't for your damn kids and your stupid dog.
That's right. All right, well, I will talk about, again, the Logan Kane, Sean Bradley feud. I particularly like the analogy of Dirty Mike and Gaius Xanatos comparing to Durable as to Richard Gere. I do enjoy the flashback with Sean Bradley delivering a pizza. I do love Bruce Inferno giving Dirty Mike an ultimate wedgie. It's always a good time. You know, I like that the feud between the Christian Warrior and the evil Victor Ayazimov is still growing and growing.
He's possessed, apparently.
He is. He's possessed. We have a new guy, Josh the Beast Gordon, with a really great babyface promo. Really happy that when you see a good, strong babyface promo, it makes you go, oh, this guy gets it, because it's hard to write a babyface promo. Big Bad Bob with several promos on one page. Big Bad Bob, I think he knows people are big fans of his work, so he's
I'm a big fan of Big Bad Bob.
The cheers are growing louder and louder.
I desperately want him in the IWL.
Big Bad Bob.
Desperately.
There he is. So that's kind of what's going on. I don't want to give too much away, but the Clash of the Champions was just held, and we have the next set of results coming up. The results were Joe Fantastic captured the Young Lions Championship from Billy Club. So the Star Factory has both the Young Lions Championship and the Young Lions Tag Team Championship. I do know some players have been spotty with their activity because of a couple of things outside the game. So if you're missing out, that's okay. Just get back in the mix. Welcome to new players as always. But it's about the annual time to clean the deck as far as it's concerned. Getting some of the dead weight out. So we'll be doing that pretty soon.
I gotta do mine too.
Yeah, it just in the NWL especially, we get a lot of players. Obviously, the turnover that don't stick around, and just getting them there off the roster just helps clean things out. So I'll try to be good and not wipe out anybody who I think might come back. That's a nod to you, Patient Stalker, who was so great. I really wish that guy stuck around with his TT because he kept active, but his TT just disappeared, and he was great with it. Let's see. That's pretty much it for now, I guess. Again, great work, guys. Keep it going. We really appreciate it.
So next up, we have the IWL League Champion Dr. Slam, TV Champion Robbie Blood, New York City Champion Cade the Scorch Weller, Los Angeles Champion Strick Lee Bindis, Boston Champion Someone in the Know, Detroit Champion Graham Underwood, Cleveland Champion Anonymous Source, Dallas Champion Eminem, Memphis Champion Grover Dale, Miami Champion The Orphan Crippler, San Francisco Champion Vanilla Ice Cube, Chicago Champion Graham Sabrosa, TV Tag Team Champions Vanilla Ice Cube and Eminem, TV Tag Team Champions Blank Number 4 and Blank Number 3, Six-Man Champion Shocker Jimmy Electric, Princeton and Grand Sabrosa, and TV Six-Man Champions Frederick Xavier, Graham Underwood, Kennedy Cage, also known as the Chaotix. So, Alex G, what's going on in the IWL? So, I hope you guys like the new format for the new and improved post-to-post. I hope you guys are digging that. I'm going to ask you guys to do me a favor, and if you want your Wrestler Spotlight in our Wrestler Spotlight section, like this cycle we had Graham Underwood, the IWAR World Champion, in that slot, please let me know and get me a write-up, a bio for your particular wrestler so I can include it. The entire post-to-post is a ripoff of Wrestling Wrap-Up, the old NWA magazine from 1989. So That's where I stole that from. In addition, don't forget that we're having the Bunkhouse Stampede. That's at Starcade 2018. The competitors are as follows. We have Ali Atari, Luther Alexander, Rex Rude, Neo Dragon, Tim Riggins III, Frederick Xavier, JJ Dallas, War Goddess, Katie Weller, Bubba Bedfender, and Dakar Warloff. And we also have the Elite Eight, which we have Robbie Blood, Pastor Payne, Blank Number 4, H-Del Imposter, Grant Sabrosa, Kennedy Cage, John Slaughter, and Mark Malice.
Could you do me a favor? Could you read that a little faster? It was like it was hard to, you were too enunciated.
I don't know what that means. But don't forget that the winner of the Elite Eight gets 10 free matches and a shot at the Pan Am Championship at our next pay-per-view. So the finals of the Grand Prix tournament is Ali Atari taking on JJ Dallas. Again, don't forget that the Grand Prix Championship was vacated when Aaron McFleece was he left the IWL. So we'll get that championship on somebody next cycle. So we're excited about that. So Mr. Anderson, what do you got in the IWL?
In the IWL, I would like to highlight the incoming team of the fabulous Three Birds. They happen to be the cover of the new and improved Post to Post, but they talk about here coming to claim the six-man titles and prove they're the best team. They do a little subtle shout-out to the Tubecast with some one-wipe Charlies and some Jergens body lotion. But they did, as mentioned, win the six-man titles.
I know.
Coming right out of the gate. So I appreciate wrestlers who come in and back it up right away.
Yeah, they're going to be a fantastic addition moving forward to the IWL. So, again, I'm real happy.
Ryan should definitely not come back.
Man, shut up.
Definitely don't. Definitely don't. We don't need any more six-man teams.
You can't win them all.
I want them all.
Oh, no.
You're ridiculous. Matt, what do you got?
What's that?
Matt, what do you got for the IWL?
Well, I always want to add on and say, of course, Ryan's been usurped as the number one stable group for six-man wrestling in the IWL, so it's a shame. Too bad for those regulators in Empire of Chaos.
No.
Swept aside. Swept aside. I like to talk about another attack on this War Goddess. Once again, beat up and the word lockdown written on her forehead. So that stood out to me because it's, just more brutality. It's like the Me Too movement gone wrong. So I feel bad for War Goddess. Although War Goddess, did come back with lockdown in tow, Gerald Horton. So they were,
Yeah, they beat up Luther Alexander and Pastor Payne.
Good.
No.
Wait, Pastor Payne. What did Pastor Payne do?
I don't know what Pastor Payne did.
Oh, Pastor Payne.
Completely ridiculous.
Well, why is Pastor Payne and Luther talking in the crowd? What are they talking about?
I don't know.
Stay off drugs? Is that what
stay off drugs.
Pastor Payne's like, don't go to brothels and
Luther's like, go to brothels all the time because there's so much fun.
Not for nothing. I think that's kind of what I think there was a misunderstanding. I think Lockdown said you need to see past your pain, and I think War Goddess thought, oh my gosh, I have to go beat up Pastor Payne.
Who hasn't that happened to him?
I think there was a miscommunication. It happens.
Pastor Payne, not for nothing, is a top flight athlete, and maybe he'll break his vow of silence to have some trash talk this cycle. Maybe talking about War Goddess and Lockdown. So we'll see about that.
There you go.
So again, another great cycle of TT. Don't forget, at Starcade 2018, we're going to have Solomon Graham, the man that you overlooked, or maybe he's talking to me, the man I overlooked. He'll be taking on Chicken Shit Rex Rude, so maybe we'll get a conclusion to that feud. In addition, we will get the Phoenix taking on Dr. Slam, and I hope no one gets set on fire.
Well, don't forget the speaking of conclusion to feuds, the Luther Alexander versus Senya Lucha match. The long trial of the Black Demon finally coming to a close.
Someone will die.
Someone will. Well, they'll leave the league. One of those two will be gone from the IWL in January.
Yeah.
So is it the end of Luther Alexander and the IWL? Dun dun dun.
Yes.
Damn right.
Yes. Yes, it is. We have a promo here with the cross-legged Winston Smith Jr. He has a lot of respect for for Graham Underwood, although he thinks that the IWL doesn't deserve to have a champion, and he's going to take the championship with him to the CWL. So we'll see how that goes and see if all our hopes and dreams are pinned on Graham Underwood here to retain his title. So hopefully he will not let us down. No pressure though.
No pressure
at all.
It started out like really like, respectful, and then the bottom half not as nice to Graham.
Yeah, taking some shots here, taking little liberties.
A couple shots.
Very, very subtle though. Very subtle. I do have a contingency plan just in case that actually happens. So
you don't have to worry. Graham's going to win.
That's what you said to me last time.
That was with Frederick. Frederick Xavier can't be trusted.
No, and he smells like...
He wears boy shorts and has pose downs. Graham is all business.
He looks like he smells like the water by a dumpster right after it rains.
Oh, I know that smell.
Yeah, it's not good.
And that's him on a good day.
Yeah. He just looks like he's sticky all the time. That's gross.
I do want to know, is Vanilla Ice Cube, is that like a Vanilla Ice who's cold, or Ice Cube but he's vanilla?
I think it's a white Ice Cube.
Okay.
That's what I'm
So
going
he makes
for.
bad children's movies?
Yeah.
Here we go again. Oh. I will tell you, nothing makes me laugh harder than seeing a member of the NWA in like family movies. That's just so great to me.
You ever seen Carrie Von Erich in Problem Child 2?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. Carrie Von Erich's in Problem Child 2. He's one of the inmates with the guy from Seinfeld who's racist. Or supposedly racist.
Jeez. Okay.
And he's in that movie. He was also auditioned to be Ivan Drago in Rocky 4.
I did not know that either.
He didn't get the part though.
Yeah.
So,
I do know that Terry Funk was in
Roadhouse.
the movie Over the Top.
Yes, he is. Over the Top being one of the Stallone's most underrated films of all time.
He was also in Roadhouse.
I mean, saying that a Stallone film is underrated.
Like, it's good. Like, I don't give a
It's
fuck.
Sylvester Stallone.
It's fucking good. That's a good film. Like, underrated Stallone films are like Fist, Paradise Alley, Over the Top. Fist is a good fucking flick. He should have won an award for that fucking movie.
That's a bit of a stretch, but
You've never seen it. I know you've never seen it.
what? Over the Top?
No, Fist.
No, I've never seen Fist.
Yeah, he definitely deserved the award for that.
I thought you were talking. He deserved an award.
No,
for
the
Over Top.
soundtrack definitely deserved the Academy Award for Over the Top because it's fucking dope. That kid was weird looking though.
Come on, Dad, you can do it. Shut up.
Fist? What is Fist?
You ever seen Fist? Fist is about Stallone plays a Jimmy Hoffa type character, like he's down with the unions and shit. That's a really good. I mean, like it's better than Nighthawks, which is another underrated film because it has Billy D. Williams in it.
Okay, I think I'm gonna look this up.
I watched a lot of
And
Stallone movies in the 80s, so
Nighthawks also has that great gondola violence scene. So.
yeah. Like Stallone is hit or miss because I think he's a genius when he's writing like Rocky and Rambo.
Mm-hmm.
But then he does like these weird movies like Oscar or Stop What My Mom Will Shoot or Judge Dredd or Demolition Man. Demolition Man was alright.
Dude, yeah, don't you knock Demolition Man. Demolition Man is like
But
delightful. It is delightfully awful.
Cliffhanger, Daylight,
Okay,
Driven. But then he'll come out with like Copland and I'm like, oh, you forget how awesome he is.
I love Copland.
I know,
Copland's
it's a good film.
my top 25.
That's a good film.
That scene at the end with the sound is really good. In fact,
Yeah. Really good job there. But Stallone is
You
weird.
know what my favorite line in Copland is when he goes in and what's his face? Is it De Niro? De Niro's like, "You blew it! I gave you a chance and you blew it!"
Yeah.
And as soon as he leaves, he's like, "If he makes a mess of things, we got a case again."
Good film. Good film.
I like Copland.
Good. All right, next up is the CWL
oh boy,
League Champion, Death Warrant. TV Champion, Luther Alexander. United States Champion, Fortune 500, Aaron McLeese. Yukon Champion, Atticus Poundover. Caribbean champion Joe Boring. Amazon Basin champion Railroad Warrior Spike. British Isles champion Dixon Ticonderoga. Arabian champion Gideon Shining Star. South African champion Fubar Snafu. Siberian champion Piper the Goofball Monroe. East Asian champion Hester. Oceanic champion Scotty Flash, the Deaf Mute. Tag team champions Gideon Shadowstar and David Humbleheart. TV tag team champions Axel Von Schnapp, Alex Von Schnapp. Six-man champions The Ethereal Guardian, Gideon Shadowstar, David Humbleheart. And TV six-man champions Marcus the Monster Monroe, the General, Ulysses Monroe, and Piper the Goofball Monroe. So, Mr. Anderson, what's going down in the CWL?
Goodness gracious. Well, we just had our pay-per-view, Nuclear Warfare. Not going to reveal anything. There was a results post on the IWAR page. If you're on the IWAR page, I encourage you to check it out. If not on the IWAR page, I'll repeat my call from last show. What you doing, bro? Get on the IWAR page. It's where all this stuff is happening. Okay? The only thing I will reveal is that the big one, Joe Boring managed to win the Continental Championship, defeating Barry Stevens 3-2. So, pretty big. Yeah. Pretty big way to end the year. A lot of big stuff going on. Railroad Warrior Spike, I do want to mention, won the CWL Battle Royal and earned 25 free matches.
There you go.
CWL, ever since we initiated that prize of 25 free matches, as long as there's 25, we've had a really great response in the Battle Royal. That's awesome. Other thing I would mention briefly, I tease it in my results post. At the end, I will have an announcement in my next report. I mean, I think it's semi-big, so that's what she said. But I will have an announcement for something for the CWL coming soon. And in addition to that, do we want to do TT now?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Cena, or no, Mr. G. What did
like
you have?
Master G. Does anyone else remember Master G from
I think
the
your first name
Mid-South
should
Wrestling?
be. Your first name should be O.
Gee. Oh boy.
Master G was George Wells, by the way. Underrated talent. He gets mostly remembered for doing the job for Jake Snake Roberts WrestleMania 2. But
I was going to say George Wells. Jesus.
yeah,
George Wells.
but he was Master G in the Mid-South.
Yeah.
So. I want to talk about the Hillbilly Hell Show and their vicious, unprovoked attack on Johnny Morello. This is ridiculous.
Unprovoked?
It's unprovoked. It's unprovoked. So I don't know what they're doing with the syndicate or what have you, and I think it's wrong, and I think they should be fined and suspended, especially when they go whack, whack, whack. They hogtied him.
Not for nothing. Not that we can condone this level of violence, but I think this is a little like, what's good for the goose is good for the gander myself.
I don't know, but I like how Vincent swept the leg. Like he was a fucking Cobra Kai, which is awesome.
That's right.
Back in the day, back when we used to have the NWL board, back in the day, I once pitched a Cobra Kai type stable, and people made fun of me. So I never pitched any more characters ever since. It was like my second or third cycle in. And I got made fun of. Not by anyone that's still around, but they hurt my feeling. I might just bring that back. I might just bring that back out of spite now. Fuck it. Fuck those guys.
Well, when Luther loses the loser leave match to Cena Lucci, he can come back as the masked Cobra Kai. Only we will know. Well, and all the listeners.
So like 7 people, like us and 7 more.
Dressed like in the Halloween fucking skull, fucking skeleton, fucking costume.
Yes.
It's fucking awesome. That would have been dope. I might do that. Matt, what do you got for CWL?
Well, I will say that 2 points came out to me here, and one is, of course, what I call the spiraling of Dixon Ticonderoga into a world of loose women and fast cars. Him being followed to a hotel where his recent shenanigans with ladies while wearing the belt he just won made for some fun reading. I just like the fact that he was wearing the belt while being intimate with 2 women.
I don't judge. At times I will point and giggle to myself. But
I also want to mention what I like about that is that it shows more growth of Dixon as a sinister force with diabolical needs. I also, on the other side of the spectrum, is the Agents of Redemption, who used to be Agents of Chaos, rebranded themselves with a peaceful, redemptive type approach. So, of course, they're the tag champs and longtime
I don't like those guys.
of Von Schnaps. And, of course, Forgotten Vagrant got reborn as the Ethereal Guardian. So there's some there's a quote there from Galatians, however you say that. But it's just seeing character growth and change. I like that a lot. Sorry.
Well, I got a question.
What?
Was the Ethereal Guardian a bum before, too? Like, did he become the Ethereal Guardian, or did he come in as the Ethereal Guardian? Like the former Ethereal Guardian.
If I remember correctly, he was in the BBL with me back in 2012 or 13. And he used to be called, I think, I'm probably going to correct me if I'm wrong, but he used to be Hey Zeus Christ.
Zeus?
Hey, like Hey,
Yeah.
Zeus. Yeah. I think then they became Ethereal Guardian. I think David, the manager, can let us know if that's incorrect, if he's listening, or I'll ask him to clarify.
Let's get a history on the Ethereal Guardian, please.
Yeah. So he had a really good team with Victor Von Schnapp a long time, too.
I know. I'm fascinated with him.
So, speaking of the Von Schnapps, Mr. Anderson, do you want to discuss the Von Schnapps?
I was going to. What I will say quickly about the Guardian, though, is I don't know any of that before Scott Anderson time stuff, but I do know that Forgotten Vagrant took up the armor and mantle of the Ethereal Guardian. So it's like he is...
Is it like the Green Lantern's ring?
Yes.
Well, I think of more like of
the Sword in the Stone?
Of like Bucky Barnes becoming Captain America, right? But
Jim
sure.
Rhodes
That shit was
Iron.
lame as fuck. I'm sorry.
All right, so we're going to table that so I don't have to like throat punch you through my microphone.
What? I'm more of a U.S. agent man myself, but that's...
Oh, God.
So the
That's
Von Schnapps, if you didn't read it, you should go back, check it out. There's, Victor and Axel are talking about how Alec is coming, Grandpa Vito is there. He's
Still in a wheelchair, from what I understand.
On a scooter.
Oh.
And so they're talking about kind of, about Alec coming in from the IWL. He's, if you know what story's going in the IWL, he was revealed to be Black Demon. He's having some, shall we say, crisis of character. But now that he's been drafted back to the CWL, it seems like Victor has a plan, but suddenly Grandpa Vito slumps over on his scooter and revs the engine by accident, and he goes racing off the ramp onto the concrete floor. And I'm just like, that was totally unexpected. So poor Vito is convulsing as medics rush in, and the feed cuts to commercial. So I am very worried about Grandpa Vito.
That's a spot that Matt loves, by the way. Anytime like someone gets thrown in a wheelchair down a flight of stairs, or a jazzy scooter goes off a ramp, he's all about it.
I'll tell you, one of the best spots of all time in wrestling history was Kane pushing Zack Ryder off the...
Zack Ryder?
In the
That's
wheelchair.
the one I was going to mention.
Well, there's another one with Brock Lesnar and who's the one-legged kid name?
Zach Gowen.
Zach Gowen. He did the same thing and pushed him down the stairs.
Yeah. Dude, special place down under for that.
Oh, definitely.
But I also wanted to talk about Jamie Montgomery's Trash Talk. Really good. Obviously, this is one of the reasons why he was drafted number one in the IWAR draft.
Numero uno.
So screw you, Robert Race. But this idea, he acknowledges that some fans are going to be upset that he's leaving. But all this, he gives a really good, fleshes out the story of him signing a contract, the possibility that he would have stayed had he won. Dixon Ticonderoga, kind of we know cost him that title chance, and so then after that he declared for the draft. It's just a really good read, really good story. Jamie knows what he's doing. Check it out. for the rookies especially. Like that's how you tell an arcing story. And then I have I want to mention there is a new character. We're going to have a lot of new characters. So we've had some new characters from the draft coming in. They're hitting it hard right away. Looking forward to more from them. Man, we just got too many innuendos tonight. But a new character is Dan Maggot. It's a really good description of this guy who clearly is not that worried about his appearance. He's not that worried about what the fans think. He gives a very simple message and then, drops his mic and grabs his chair. It's a good introduction. I think we've talked about it before on the show, but if your introduction is 2 pages long and you give your entire backstory, you got nowhere to go. But if you come out and you tease a little bit, right? If you only give a little bit, then we want to know more, right? Then it's intriguing. So Dan Maggot did a good job of that this cycle, an introduction. And the last one I wanted to talk about was Friend Zone Frederick Goodfellow with his new team with the cool one. And not for nothing, this one had me laughing. He's got a shirt with the cool one's face on the front, and then on the back, it's got both their faces and it says best friends. So it's just really funny. You should read it. So they're finally going to team up. Frederick Goodfellow and the cool one finally going to team up. But I don't think anyone can be quite prepared for the level of friendship that Frederick Goodfellow is prepared to offer. So we'll see how that plays out.
Fantastic. Next up is the BRL League Champion winning $50 in IWA credit, Misfit Messiah. TV Champion, Money-Driven Mike Sebastian. Atlantic Champion, Asher Rothschild. Central Champion, Chris Endgame. Dixie Champion, Jimmy North. Eastern Champion, Eric Endgame. Mountain Champion, Gil Rocketman Goalsacks. Northern Champion, Sam Swagger. Pacific Champion, Patrick O'Malley. Prairie Champion, Ghostly Shadows. Southern Champion, Fergus Brennan. Western Champion, Phantom Striker. Tag Team Champions, Misfit Puffet #1, Misfit Messiah. TV Tag Team Champions, Dark Phoenix FS and the legendary Frank Leatherman Snow. TV 6-Man Champion, Dark Phoenix SF, Lady Kung Fu Candy Cane, and the legendary Frank Leatherman Snow. And TV 6-Man Champions, Blood Money, consisting of Hot Stuff Adam Cash, Luther Alexander, and Fatty the Butcher. Woo. Fatty the Butcher, sorry.
That too.
Mm-hmm. So, Matt, what's going down in the BRL?
Well, as we mentioned earlier, we have, of course, the full-page teaser by Late Night Logan Kane that he'll be coming...
Just a little foreplay.
Yeah, that's only 7 cycles away, so, plenty of time. Get your shirts and hats. We have a full page from the International House of Pain with their new leader, Ed Deadly, going through a transition. We've got some interesting stuff here. The saga of Jimmy North and the Russian Roulette trio splitting up and all the twists and turns. I will say I do really enjoy the Thanksgiving-themed picture of El Barbero.
That's awesome.
And Gato is a special guest referee as a turkey pins a wrestler. Is it El Gato Cranberry? I'd say.
It was their own sauce?
Oh, is that what it is? Okay, so there's a horn. There's an overall great picture. And then there's a lot going on, actually. Battlecade is this coming cycle. I posted the results. I won't talk about them here, but there's a lot that happens going to lead you to things coming out of Battlecade. So the next pay-per-view is in April. It's WrestleRama, so you want to start establishing storylines and feuds and get those rivalries going or continuing so we can have another great pay-per-view. This one has a very climactic finish. Lots of big news coming out of it, so you'll want to check it out. I should probably just announce... I think I'll announce now the big BRL news. Or actually, I'll do it after you guys TT. So I'll let the guys chime in with some TT. So, Mr. Anderson, what TT stood out to you?
The TT that I wanted to talk about is the newly arrived R.A. Rude. For those of you who might not be familiar, R.A. Rude is just about as famous of a character as you can get coming from the Lone Wolf League.
Top guy.
Yeah, main event. So coming in to the Battle Royal League via the draft. So that's pretty exciting. He's talking about the things he's planning to do, planning to be a top singles competitor. But not only that, he's going to bring more of the crew to dominate tag and six-man. So putting the BRL on notice. So looking forward to seeing what work R.A. Rude can do starting out the 2019 year.
All right, man, I dig that. And for me, I want to talk about the Celtic Crusher, Ragnar O'Reilly. He's from Belfast, Ireland, 6'1", 255 pounds. He's trained by Irish Johnny McAllister in the mean streets of Belfast. And his finishing maneuver is the Belfast Bear Hug. So he was just recently signed by Coach Dylan to IHOP. So we'll see what this newcomer to the BRL, although he is a 10-year pro, will bring to the league. Now, for me, IHOP versus Denny's, what do you guys got?
I'm a Denny's guy.
Really? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I mean, the quality at IHOP is probably better, but I would definitely go Denny's.
Really?
Denny's is seedier, better story. I think I told you that Denny's that's closest to me got shut down because people kept overdosing in the bathroom.
Yes. Good for
So,
them.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, I can't even say Waffle House because number one, I never had a Waffle House and they're not up here. So
No, I had Waffle House. They're great.
Waffle House is also great. Yeah. I mean, you think Denny's is dirty? Got nothing on Waffle House.
you think I care about cleanliness? Like seriously?
No.
Come on.
No.
Give
Not
me-
worried.
Although I'm a big fan of
Breakfast
chicken fried
is
steak.
like
I don't know about you
$4.50.
guys. I like chicken fried steak. So.
Well, that's a good time for cheap money. So...
Oh, okay.
Go for the experience.
So a couple of things I'll talk about. Are you good with your GT?
I'm fine.
All right, so a couple of things. We have a big announcement BRL, but just one quick thing, a couple of quick things. Just so you know, last year, the Wrestler of the Year race was decided by 15 points when Steve Stryker edged out Misfit Messiah. It was like 330 to 315. So Misfit Messiah was this close. Misfit Messiah's winning the league title puts him in 4th place. He is within striking distance if he retains the title. He'll win Wrestler of the Year. But Money Driven Mike Sebastian's TV title win puts him in a tie for 1st place overall. So this cycle will decide the Wrestler of the Year. So it's really cool. It'll be any of 3 people can win this. So it's kind of a cool thing to see happen. So either it's going to be Steve Stryker for the 3rd time in 3 years, or someone else will break the streak of Mark Duchesne's Wrestlers of the Year, which he's had 4. So that's interesting. But I want to mention the big news in BRL is that there's going to be a big change to the credit prize. So to give you a little background on this, the BRL had to earn the credit by having 3 cycles in a row with 100 or more cards. And we did it twice in 2011 where we had like 110, 105, and like 98, 99 cards, where we just missed it twice. And then in 2012, we did it and got the IWAR credit status. And in July 2012, Rick Riley was actually the first to win $40 in IWA credit. And since that time, there have been 104 times that we've had credit doled out to the BRL champion. In the past year, actually since April 2017, the BRL champion has won $50 in IWA credit every cycle. So it's like bang, bang, bang. The league is a powerhouse of activity. That being said, we were breaking down the numbers. And by we, I mean me and people asking questions about, the best way to win the credit. And they made a remark that it seems kind of like a thing where it favors only certain people because, it seems like the same people win it all the time. So I was kind of curious. I started breaking down the numbers. I actually track who wins each cycle, how much people have won. So there have been $4,200 odd won since the 2012 when it debuted. Of those $4,000, 36 different players have won that money. Okay? Of those 36 players, 4 have won 48% of that money. Of those 4, 1 player has won a quarter of the money. So what I wanted to do was find a way to get more people in the mix. So I talked to IWA about this, and they greenlit the idea instantly. They love this idea. So what's going to happen starting in the January cycle, so the champion for the holiday cycle will keep the $50 or whatever it is prize in credit. Starting in January 2019, The activity in the league will determine the credit prize, except it'll go to the winner of the Battle Royal. So from now on, starting in January, the BRL's Battle Royal winner will get IWA credit based on league activity. What this means is anybody has a shot at winning that credit. And I think it's going to be great because in the last 104 cycles, the Battle Royals have been won by 68 different people. So it's, double as many people pretty much as have won the credit as champion. So I'm hoping this will make a nice transition and a nice way to kick off the year. So that's our big announcement, part 1 for BRL. So I hope players enjoy it. I think it'll go well. I'm looking forward to it. And remember, in the BRL, if we have over 50 cards, it's a 2 for $1 entry into the Battle Royal. So right there, you have a great incentive to join the Battle Royal, even more so now.
You know who's going to win the championship in fucking January? Me.
Me. But here's the thing. One thing to keep in mind, the BRL Championship still means you're in the running, obviously for Gold Federation, but also for the Elite, the Metro, and the American Championships. So there's plenty of reason to still hope to win big as the BRL League champion because you've a shot at all of those titles. That's big news for BRL. We have other big news in a moment. But that's BRL right now, I guess, if you want to sum that up.
All right, fantastic. Okay, next up is IWAR-wide news. So, Matt, what do you got for us, IWAR-wide?
All right. Well, before we get to all the results, here's the other big news, and it's a teaser of sorts, but this is the big breaking news, is I will be transitioning away from the IWAR commissioner role. We will have somebody new transitioning in to become the IWAR commissioner. So we won't say who it is yet or how this is happening, but rest assured I'll be in the IWAR as the commissioner of the BRL and the NWL, but this will free me up to focus more on those leagues, and the person who's coming in to become the full-time IWAR commissioner will be announced soon. So that's the news there.
It's not me.
You damn right.
That's too much work.
Big news.
No, it's Kim. So
Kim's taking over.
It's
That's right.
Craig. Craigie B is coming in to run the IWAR.
There you go. So in other IWAR news, so where to start? There's so much going on. I won't give it away, but in this coming issue, you will see the results of the ladder match battle royal. I will only say that it is a one-page fiasco worth reading to see who wins and to see how people in the ladder match battle royal.
It's a fucking train wreck, but it is every year, though.
It is, yes. So 66 wrestlers this year. So down from last year's 85, but still, the winner gets $40. The second place finisher gets $26. So still a pretty good prize for IWA credit.
Good prize.
Yeah. The Triple D six-man tournament came down to the Von Schnapps and the trio of Luther Alexander, Tim Riggins III, and Solomon Graham. And the Von Schnapps became the first team to win the Triple D tournament 3 times.
Dick.
So the Von Schnapps will face the winners of the current six-man championship, which is Peter Cross and the Bone Cutters defending against the Star Factory.
No, I feel pretty good about that because we did that with uncoordinated strats. So
yeah, that's pretty damn good. So that's that event. Bound for Glory series came down to the final round as we expected. And while there were some late rallies by Atticus Poundover and Aliatari, they both had 19 points. Dr. Slam won the A block with 20 points. And winning the B block also with 20 points, Graham Underwood. Yes! So Dr. Slam will face Graham Underwood, and the winner of that match will challenge for the Revolution Championship at the next round, which I believe is January. So
I want all the gold.
Damn you! So yeah, who was surprised to see Graham Underwood win another big event? So that's that one. The Tag Team Derby. So as those of you who are entered to know, it was a complete scrum with 27 teams, 3 blocks of 9, And the winners of the 3 blocks were the International House of Pain, Kristen Steele, and Rob Johnson. Won 1 block, A block, I guess. The B block went to the Von Schnaps, Alex and Axel. And the C block went to the Agents of Redemption. So the CWL foes of the Von Schnaps get in there. So that's bad news for me. So now it's a triple threat match in this cycle. And the winner will become the new Tag Team Derby champion. So
I know that Luther and Lauren went 3-0-1.
Yeah, then it was a match.
And but there was the International House of Pain went 4-0.
I know that's bullshit.
Yeah.
It makes me
And then
sad.
2 teams in the C block went 4-0. And then the Von Schnaps won the tiebreaker. They went 3-0-1 in their block. So,
Unbelievable.
good stuff.
Well, you definitely know, not for nothing, you definitely get a feel for who the best teams truly are.
I would agree.
Dun, dun, dun. Let's see, what else is going on? Oh, the annual awards. The voting has opened, so if you are on the email chain or the IWAR message threads, you've already gotten the heads up on how to vote for the various leagues. Just a reminder, the BRL has a separate set of awards for the women, so there's that. Early voting's already started, and it closes on December 24th. And as of right now, we have a combined 23, 29, 45 votes. So not bad for all those leagues, but it's early yet. So no spoilers or anything like that, but interesting to see how the votes have gone so far. So keep those votes coming in. If you haven't voted yet, please take time to do so. It's our annual tradition of recognizing some of the work you guys have all put in. So let us know who wins in your mind for the various categories, and we'll have a write-up in the January issue. So thank you for that. I'm trying to think what else. Anything else? Am I getting anything?
Well, we do have combustible elements, but
No, let's hear about it.
round 2 takes place this cycle. The tag matches were announced in December, taking place in holidays. As listed in the write-up. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6 matches. 12 teams left, 24 wrestlers left. The winners of those tag matches will go on to, you could consider it a battle royal of sorts or an elimination match 2 cycles from now.
Battle Bowl.
Battle Bowl, I love it.
Jeez.
But not Battlecade.
No.
No.
We're just ripping off Matt again.
There's enough Battlecades going on. So the winners of these tag matches will go into kind of a free-for-all. The best 2 of that free-for-all will have the finals, the cycle after, with the winner getting a whopping $72 in credit. And the runner-up getting $24 in credit. Either one of which might last me a half a cycle. So I'm really hoping.
We got fucking Daddy Warbucks over here.
One of my fellas can pull it out. So
who's remaining?
Well, I could run through the matches real quick. Just not for nothing, but one of my favorite things was that I tried to make sure that no manager had more than 1 wrestler in a match. No 2 managers are on more than 1 team together. That was for both the first round and the second round. But added for the second round is that no wrestler that teamed together in the first round are in the same match for the second round.
Oh.
So not even on opposite sides. They're not even in the same match. So you can't be involved with anybody you were involved with before. Remaining, Aaron McFleece and Handsome Hollywood Star versus Luther Alexander and Kennedy Cage. Dixon Ticonderoga and the Chameleon versus Marcus the Monster Monroe and Gary Galaxy. Hostile Takeover and Bitter Cold Becky versus Pop Culture Peter Cross and the Bookworm. Billy Stone and Chief Bold Gray Fox versus Friend Zone Frederick Goodfellow and the Mad Mama. Barry Takeny Stevens and Agent 26 versus the River Dancer Mike Collins and Johnny WrestleFest, who got called out by Barry Stevens in his trash talk. Scotty Flash and Wrestler with No Name versus Joe Boring and Late Night Logan Kane.
All right. Fantastic. And I briefly want to talk about a future rule change for the IWL. It's regarding challenging for the Commissioners Championships. If you're not an active T-tier, you would be unable to challenge for the Commissioners Championships moving forward starting in January. So for example, if you win a contest, and you're still going to be eligible for contests and what have you, if you don't TT, basically in a 3-cycle period, you will not be eligible to challenge for that particular championship, and that championship match will go up to the runner-up, or until we'll go down the list until we find an active T-tier, essentially. So just keep that in mind going forward. Again, there's no point of having a Commissioner's Championship on a wrestler who doesn't TT, because then it's worthless. So, if you want to be a name on a piece of paper, go right ahead. You're more than welcome to play in the league, but you're not going to be active in essentially the universe. So just keep that in mind moving forward. Again, I'm not saying that you have to do it every cycle, but you have to stay pretty consistent. So, one every 3 cycles is probably where we're going to put it at. So just keep that in mind moving forward. So I guess we are officially out of time unless Mr. Anderson wants to interrupt me. All right. So for Matt Riley, for Mr. Anderson, I
hope everyone has a really Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Actually, I have one thing to add. Enjoy my one-hand typed reports. Enjoy all the typos.
Jesus.
Nice.
For Mr. Anderson, for Matt Riley, I'm Alex G.
And a happy holidays.